Hi, I'm Jay.
And I'm John.
And we're Bucket List Travellers. As of October 2020, we have finally reached 100 subscribers on YouTube. So in this video, we're going to share with you some of our insights on starting up a YouTube channel and how to get to your first 100 subscribers on YouTube in 2020.
We're going to take you through our whole process, right from start to finish. So that's from research to filming, to editing, to launching, and then finally to promoting the video.
We'll be sharing all the tips that we've learnt so far that are really fresh in our minds. So you'll be hearing it from people that have actually been through the process. And make sure you stick around right till the end because we're going to have plenty of useful tips.
All the tips that we're going to share with you today are completely free and with minimal equipment. So you should be able to do pretty much everything just with your phone. But before we go further, let's take you to that moment where we first found out that we had 100 subscribers. It's happened. We've got there. We've got to 100 subscribers. Woohoo!
Yay!
We're very excited because we've got to 100 subscribers. It may not seem large in the grand scheme of things, but it's large to us and we're ecstatic and over the moon. Thank you all our subscribers out there. We love you. Mwah, 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 mwah. It's really cool. And here's the proof. Ta-da! And without further ado, here are the things that you can do to grow your YouTube channel.
The first thing you should be doing before you hit that record button is your pre-video research. You want to make sure that your keywords that you put into your video in your video description matches to what you say in the actual video. This is really important in making sure that your video gets discovered. If the words in your YouTube video match with your tags and your descriptions, then the YouTube algorithm is going to have a much easier time of promoting your video to the people who want to watch it.
Now, when you're a beginner, one of the last things that you do is think about tags, if that, and you do that just as you're loading up the video. But we're saying you do that right at the beginning, even before you record.
Doing that keyword research right from the beginning, and especially if you can have your title sorted out, it's going to help you make sure that your video is really focused, and that way you'll be able to create a video that's structured and well thought out. You don't necessarily need to script everything out, although we have been, but if you have those keywords and you're able to pepper them through your video, it's just going to make it a lot easier for YouTube to promote your video on the platform.
To get those keywords, we use two different websites. So there's Tubebuddy, which is a plugin to YouTube. At any one time, if you're on the free version, you can only get 5 keywords. So alternatively, we use Vidiq, and so you can search for as many keywords as possible, and they tell you how effective those keywords are.
We'll pop the links for both Tubebuddy and Vidiq in our description for you.
You can pay for these things to get more functionality, but because we're starting out and we don't really want to be spending too much, we're just using the free version. So everything that we're going to tell you in this video is going to be what you can do for absolutely free. And another thing you can do with your keyword research is to actually go into Google, preferably in incognito mode, and then start typing words that are related to the topic that your video is about. So you can start to see what sort of things people are searching for around that topic. So that's another good way to come up with ideas for matching your video to things that people are actually going to be looking for. When we started, we were using tags like travel, travel vlogger, travel couples, things that are really saturated in the market. Like there's a lot of people using those same keywords. And if you're a person just starting out and you're comparing your videos or you're competing in your videos against people that are very established and have millions of views, your video is just not going to come up. What you want to do is have keywords that are really targeted. Sometimes you'll have multiple words in the same keyword. Your base of people that you're competing against is more narrow, so you can really rise to the top of that search. Typing those keywords into YouTube and seeing who comes up, you can see who you're competing against with your video.
So it is important to look at your competitors just to understand what uniqueness you can add to the topic.
This will be important when it comes time to doing your thumbnails and your titles, to make sure that the stuff that you're doing to promote your video is going to be at least as good, if not better, than those of your competitors.
Arguably, the best way to grow your channel is to film great content. Let's be clear, we're still very much on our learning journey here. We want to share what we've learned with you so far.
We're going to break this down into 2 sections: filming talking heads videos and filming B-roll.
Talking heads videos are just like this one, so people talking directly to the camera.
If you're filming on a phone, put your phone in flight mode. The number of times that a message has come through and ruined the shot, so annoying. Before you hit that record button, press the AEAF lock, auto exposure, autofocus. Now what this is going to do is it's going to lock in your shot. When you move around slightly, the lighting's not going to change wildly all over the place. You can fix it afterwards in editing, but it's a pain.
It's a real
You don't want to
pain in
do
the
that.
ass.
So definitely make sure that auto exposure, autofocus lock is on.
Check your exposure and your glare before you set up the shot or before you start filming. When you're outdoors in particular, you will often see things really overexposed and it's really not a good look. We still have to...
It's still a work in progress.
It's a work in progress for us as well.
Likewise, you want to make sure that your shot isn't too dark. So you want to make sure that you've got good lighting, not too glary, not too dark. Make sure that you frame your shot as well. Ideally, you don't want to have those up the nose shots. Those are not generally a good look. So from above or from eye level is going to be a lot more flattering. And we have found that if you use the selfie mode, particularly for our camera, the selfie mode gives you a little bit of a soft focus, which helps with the fine lines. So some people say that you should use the front facing or the normal front facing, not the selfie mode camera, because that's got a better resolution. But we find we'd rather have the more flattering image, and also the microphone for the front-facing camera is going to give you a bit better sound quality. So yeah, it's a bit of a trade-off. It probably depends a little bit on your phone as well, but our preference is to use the selfie mode. And you can also see yourself and make sure that you're framed properly, which is also quite handy.
Consider your background noise. If you're in the outdoors, wind is a big culprit of screwing around your sound, and it's very hard to get rid of in editing. And other things are like being in traffic or being in a loud area.
And a bonus tip that we just learnt right now is to make sure that your camera is fully charged before you start recording, because recording video really zaps your battery and you don't want to run out of battery right when you're in the middle of a take.
So the last tip that we have on filming talking heads is just to be yourself. So let's be real. It's really, really hard to talk to a lens. And you will see in our earliest videos that we're very wooden. And even now, we're getting better. We're trying our best to let our personality shine through. At the end of the day, people will connect to you and your personality. So have that front of mind.
We started this YouTube channel, Bucket List Travellers, when we were in lockdown due to coronavirus. We'd started travelling in November the previous year, and we'd filmed a lot of footage thinking that we would start a YouTube channel eventually. And being in lockdown gave us plenty of opportunity and lots of time on our hands to actually get that YouTube channel started. You'll see that a lot of our videos, especially when we're talking heads in other countries, is stuff that we filmed before we had all this practice and this experience of actually being live on the YouTube channel. And we've still got a lot of talking heads from that period, which we will release in the coming months. Just keep that in mind when you're watching our stuff, that these bits of advice might not actually be put into practice 100% yet. B-roll is anything that is not your primary talking heads video. It's the things that really bring the story together and make it come alive. So anything that's our shots from our holidays will be our B-roll. And they're important for making sure that your story is rich and full and interesting to look at. Filming B-roll, it's a whole topic in itself, and we won't go into it in a lot of detail in this video, but what we do want to say is make sure that you have shots when you're going on your travels. We did a lot of photos initially, not videos. There are things that you can find online to fill in your B-roll where you do have gaps. Some of them are paid services and some of them are free. We go for Creative Commons. So you can find a lot of Creative Commons videos and music and photos and all sorts of multimedia online, but you've got to make sure that they're ones that you can use in your YouTube channel. So there's a few different types of Creative Commons, and the ones that you want to be going for are the Creative Commons by attribution. So that's where you only have to give the acknowledgement that the source material comes from someone else, but you can use it in your own videos. You can chop it up and that sort of thing. You can use it for paid videos where you earn an income from it if you ever get to the point of being monetized. Just make sure that it's either Creative Commons by attribution, or if it's a public domain kind of one, which I think is CC0, so that you don't have any legal problems with your YouTube videos. And another thing that we've learned is that you want to make sure that things move along in a logical manner. If you're walking in one direction in a scene, then keep yourself walking in that direction. Don't film from one side and then the other side so it looks like you're kind of walking that way and then you're walking that way and you're walking that way, because that's going to look really disjointed. So like there's a lot of different tips like that, but yeah, when you're starting out, just try and get a good variety of shots, get them from different angles, try and do different speeds, play around with it as much as you can, because that'll just give you a lot more that you can choose from to fill in your videos to give it a good picture.
Yeah, it makes it a richer video. I like the tip for if you're going on a trip somewhere, make sure you film someone get into a car. Make sure you film someone in the car traveling to wherever they're going to go.
Film the scenery along the way.
Yeah.
Just little bits of snippets that you can put into the journey, which really brings people along your story. We hope this video has given you some inspiration for getting your first 100 subscribers on YouTube.
And all the best for growing your YouTube channel.
We are Bucket List Travelers.
See you next time.
We have part 2 of this video coming out very shortly, so stay tuned.